Subscribe to my channel right now for more incredible stories like this. People would chuckle every time I mentioned flour, butter, and sugar, treating them like priceless gems. They dismissed my vision of running a bakery as nothing more than a charming pastime, a way to kill time before landing a serious career. Yet dreams possess an amusing habit of silencing the skeptics. As soon as some cash began flowing in, my idol sibling abruptly proclaimed himself the co-creator of all that I'd crafted through endless sleepless hours and sore fingers. What neither he nor our folks grasped was that I'd spent years silently gathering every invoice, every cent he pocketed, every falsehood they uttered, and every agonizing meal where they gazed at him with admiration while viewing me with sorrow. I wasn't merely kneading dough. I was assembling proof. And upon entering that courthouse at last, even without my apron, the documentation I held could dismantle the tangle of deceit they'd woven. If you've ever seen those meant to cheer you on most transform into your harshest critics, then this tale will pull at the deepest strings of your emotions. Smash that like if you feel earnest effort merits honor, and stick with me since you're on the verge of savoring the most delightful portion of familial disloyalty payback imaginable. I'm Janice, and from the age of 6, I've fantasized about having a cozy bakery filled with the essence of comfort. As pals slipped out to gatherings, I'd be in the kitchen past midnight, buried in batter up to my elbows, mastering through repeated failures. I botched far more desserts than I ever vended. However, each blunder imparted a lesson. Every wage from my side gigs, scrubbing plates, sorting clothes, funneled directly into my savings for the shop. My mom and dad, Joe and Kathy, made no effort to conceal their skepticism. Dad toiled extended shifts in building trades and perceived existence through concrete and metal, items tangible and haulable. Mom served as an office assistant, realistic and wary. Darling, she'd remark, wagging her head with a weary grin. Cooking treats is a pleasant diversion, but nobody constructs a livelihood from icing. Then came my brother Isaac, 3 years my senior, their cherished star. He repaired vehicle motors and boasted about grease-covered palms. In their eyes, he embodied dependability, normality, security. I was the oddball who conversed with yeast as if it listened. When I declared over supper that I'd gained entry to Cooking Academy, the table froze solid. Cooking Academy? Dad growled. That's no schooling. That's shelling out to learn meal prep. Isaac snickered amid bites of spuds. What's the scheme, Jan? Launch a biscuit booth? Their chuckles rang sharper than the utensils. I stayed silent. I simply labored more intensely. I took on extra hours, hawked treats for my vehicle, hoarded and scrimped until my palms throbbed. Earning my initial 18 at the local market, my folks smirked. An entire day for $18. Mom jeered. You'd earn more keying documents. Yet 18 grew to 40, 80, $200. Gradual progress akin to modest buns, expanding in a gentle heater. The afternoon I secured a small nook storefront in the city center, roomy enough for dual stoves and a showcase. I asked my parents to visit. They skipped it. Dad's parting comment before disconnecting that dawn was, "Ring us upon securing actual employment." 18 months on, that modest spot, Janice's kitchen, radiated gentle illumination each morning at 6. Scents of spice wafted. Folks queued for warm pastries, and I could inhale freely sans constant account checks. I wasn't wealthy, but I felt accomplished. And triumph, I've discovered, resembles sweetener. It attracts notice, not every bit pleasant. Isaac began stopping in. Initially, monthly, he'd stride with a wide smirk, volunteer to haul flour sacks, perhaps grab himself a brew to assist. He'd flash eyes at patrons and declare, "Our shop is thriving." I figured it was mere joking until our shop turned into his go-to expression. Before long, he appeared every day, shifting my racks, conversing with unknowns as if he managed it. One peak Saturday, swamped in tasks. Nuptial tier, celebration minis, a pile of requests crowding my mind. Isaac arrived 2 hours behind, reeking of bargain ale and sporting prior day's assurance. As the rush eased, I inquired softly, "What's with this us talk, Isaac? You aren't employed here." His grin evaporated like crystals in downpour. Wow, he stated icily. You're truly thankless. Mom and Dad will flip upon learning your family treatment. And he ensured they did. That Sunday meal was a trap cloaked in baked fowl. My folks awaited, expressions fixed in practiced concern. Janice, Mom opened. We must discuss your brother handling. Dad agreed. Isaacs aided constructing that small venture. He merits acknowledgement. Acknowledgement? He'd appeared bi-weekly, perhaps shifting crates and charming purchasers, and I'd compensated him. Dad, I value Isaac's aid, but it's my shop. Kin supports kin, Mom interrupted keenly. And when kin aids erecting something, they earn a portion. Then Dad delivered the gut punch. He merits partnership. 50/50ths. That's equitable. 50/50 for toting flour. I stared across the surface, each countenance known yet chillier than outsiders. They failed to see me. They spotted chance. Not my aspiration, merely my earnings. I'm not surrendering half my venture, I murmured gently. The retort boomed. Thankless. Mom barked. Egocentric, Dad appended. Isaac reclined, smirking like a monarch seizing a throne. It's okay, he purred fluidly. I'll continue assisting temporarily. She'll yield once grasping her need for me. That evening, in my compact flat over the shop, I ultimately shattered. I wept not as prey, but as an erupting peak. Decades of stifled irritation bursting forth. Then I halted, dried my cheeks, prepared robust Java, and commenced strategizing. Since I hadn't battled this distance to permit theft of my handcrafted creation, the following weeks proved grueling. My folks appeared at the store without notice, feigning welfare checks, yet truly tallying. Mom would beam warmly at buyers and note, this is kin operated. Dad tossed ideas, always looping to Isaac gaining authority. And Isaac grew intolerable. He reordered racks, pledged to clients sans my consent, and boasted to all of our 5-year strategy. 5-year strategy. The guy lacked even an apron. But what shattered me wasn't chatter or meddling. It was the funds. It started tiny, nearly overlooked. A couple bucks absent sporadically post-hectic days. Initially, I faulted myself. Frenzied days implied hurried deals, swift returns, simple errors. But I observed nearer. The gaps weren't haphazard. They occurred on Isaac's 8 days. They arose when I left him up front as I toiled rear. They persisted regularly, foreseeably, like timed mechanisms. I added an advance till set up logging each sale. Deficits endured, but now visible precisely when. Invariably Isaac's turns, invariably neat sums implying deliberate dipping, not misads. Upon challenging him, his reply mastered deceit. You're truly charging me with theft, he uttered, tone laced with pain and shock. I'm your sibling, January. I'm aiding construct this venture, laboring near gratis, and you suspect robbery. He convinced so, while I briefly questioned myself. Perhaps paranoia. Perhaps venture strain invented issues. But bank papers surfaced. Isaac had initiated an account elsewhere, assuming invisibility. Yet in small Asmal town with youth pal Natalie at the Union, details emerge. She couldn't lawfully display statements, but she noted curiously his inflows post my peak shop days. That night, I enlisted accountant pal Diana to scrutinize ledgers discreetly. Her discovery struck, physically. Over 8 months, almost 12,000 vanished from till. Not bulk, minor space to mimic standard cash mishaps. But Diana's compilation rendered pattern irrefutable. Isaac hadn't merely pilfered. He'd been calculated, expert. And my folks, upon mustering bravery to present proof, reacted worse than envisioned. You're imagining, Mom brushed off. Isaac wouldn't. He's kin. Perhaps examine your ledgers, Dad proposed. Ventures complicate. Maybe numbers aren't your strength. But Isaac's insult topped. Look, he stated, lounging in my kitchen as proprietor. Perhaps funds mingled. Family ventures happen. Solution isn't blame. Solution is formalizing. Grant deserve partnership and clarify finances. Partnership. Bartering for avoiding police on theft, backed fully by parents. That night, in vacant shop at 2 a.m. amid racks and blenders and hard-earned visions, I decided transformative. No more their battlefield. Mine to conquer. Plotting vengeance mirrored baking. Correct components, exact quantities, ideal moments, endurance for gradual maturity till perfection. I began base, safeguarding mine. Foremost, reform shop to LLC, me lone proprietor. Each asset, formula, vendor packed, legally mine solely. Amass pay stubs for Isaac's sporadic aid. Compile bank docs, taxes, vendor deals, policies. He proving mine via funds, toil, idea. Then the exquisite phase. I permitted Isaac victory illusion. Upon partnership summit demand with parents, I concurred smiling. Upon proper incorporation as co-owner, I pondered nodding. Upon pressure at gatherings, softer replies. Perhaps correct, I'd state. Isaac aided. Future consideration. Family matters. They believed erosion. Truly, time for ironclad suit. Diana documented each bogus deal. Isaac's marks everywhere missing funds. Literally sometimes new till track drawer opens, tying deposits to exact lost dates / amounts. But beyond theft proof, shatter partner myth. Logged all. Every absent workday, most. Each claimed undone task. Every alleged client via my ads / mouth. Post-disappearance cameras allied. Footage of pocketing, hung over arrivals, early exits, phone over work. Gathered witnesses. Early market patrons pre-Isaac. Vendors saw solo growth. Peers attested ethic. Ultimate delight. Secretly taped kin talks. Amazing admissions in perceived win. Isaac boasted 60% post-force. Mom on shop supporting Isaac official. Dad expansion via Isaac loan, him true mind. Plotting theft then oust. With all, Isaac advanced. Buoyed by feigned submission, ultimatum. Jan, in shop proprietary. Enough. 50% official or other paths. Paths? More theft, sabotage, parent runs. Know what, Isaac? Come. Right. Official time. His greed grin pure. Awaited that. Still grinning process server suit 3 days on. Hearing day. Parents entered court regal for Isaac Crown. Week spread, I sensibly granted deserved partnership. Isaac assured, dapper shirt, groomed. Whispered parents, gestured me errant child tamed. Unaware storm. Case call. Isaac lawyer rose simple partner row. Portrayed devoted kin building success meriting formal. Honor, client invested labor, value. Formalized relation. My turn. Lawyer Caleb E. Dyer, fraud expert, folder massive. Honor, not dispute. Theft, fraud, extortion systematic. Exhibit 1. Isaac bank matching losses exact. 2. Footage register grabs. 3. Tapes demand boasts. Capstone, contribution versus claim doc. Ground up builder. 6 hours weekly 8 months. 0 startup, 3 clients, stole near 12K. Judge ICE per evidence. Isaac explanations crumbled. Yes took, unpaid comp. Yes partner claim, deserved. Yes demand, fair. Parents watched golden unravel. Ruling harsh lovely. Repay all plus interest / penalties. Claim dismissed. Restraining order bar entry / interfere. Best beyond law. Parents saw criminal fave. Dreamer daughter demolished court. Faces worth nights. Dollars. Dinners defending existence. Thought court end. Wrong. Week post. Parents bakery. Mom first humble years. Janice honey syrup false. Drop charges. Family reunite. Isaac learned. Suffered ample. Near laughed. Ignored my 18-hour builds nothing. Ignored theft. Ignored stress demands. Now son consequences. Family sudden. Recalled daughter when suits. I straight. Built sans you. Survived theft sans. One suit sans. Live sans. Shock near funny. Never such voice. Assured. Final. Approval irrelevant. Don't mean mom faint. Parents. Dad. No calm. Isaac's. Chose long ago. Escorted door. Locked. Frosted wedding minis. Peaceful afternoon years. Today, 3 post-victory. Bakery not survive. Flourish dreams wild. Second sight neighbor town investors vision, not name. For full-time passion sharers beautiful delicious. Dawn line signature sardo. Wedding season's new trust celebrations. Local paper small success feature. Office wall copy, not validation need. Bigger symbol. Impossible dreams. Hobby career, girl real build proof. Isaac rep small town sunk. Sister thief caught known. Move 2 over post case. Rural news swift. Auto shop paycheck. Blame others. Parents strangers. Occasional drive by slow. Never stop. Chose where side started, lost. But transcended win. Sweetest revenge, not wrong prove. Life beautiful, successful, authentic, yours opinions irrelevant. Morning unlocked doors, fresh pre-dawn bread smell. Recall laughed hobby teen. Proud built. Not business. Strength sever undeserving table. Powerful cease worth prove decided worthless. Self prove instead. Trust. Victory sweeter pastry ever. Best revenge live well. Toxic cut unbelievers. Inspired chase dreams doubters despite. Like hit. Common self over family choose time. Subscribe more justice. Betrayal. Beautiful nothing build power stories. Sweetest victory approval need no more.